Good morning or afternoon, Paul and Louisa, and anyone else in the room. The paper I chose is from the 8th conference of the International Sports Engineering Association, and they focused on the development of an automated scoring system for an amateur boxer. The scoring system in amateur boxing is very subjective and has caused a variety of problems in the past. The automated system that this group have developed offers complete objectivity on the scoring system. The equipment they developed detects the impacts from each hit, and the software identifies the impacts and senses force and other parameters via Bluetooth sensors. Their system has undergone multiple iterations through field trials and laboratory trials, and now has the potential to enhance the scoring system of amateur boxing. Amateur boxing was introduced to the Olympics in 1904 in the USA. It is fundamentally different to professional boxing for several reasons. In amateur boxing, the rounds are shorter duration and are currently 3-minute rounds. There's a much greater emphasis on safety, as head guards are worn, and if a competitor is greatly outclassed, the rounds may be shortened. Retirement from the sport is compulsory at the age of 35. It's been found that over the past 5 Olympics, 83% of fights have been decided on points, opposed to a knockout. This stat highlights the importance of the automated scoring system and complete objectivity on the scores. Bum et al. Reports that 50% of Euro Championship bouts between 1910 to 2012 have been decided on points. This highlights the importance of the automated scoring system, as these important events require precise scoring and an accurate determination of the winner. It's been found that the home competitor has considerable advantage over the away competitor, and this is due to the influence of the crowd noise on the judges. A study by Hagman suggested that the judges tend to favour the red competitor over the blue competitor. Stimmery also reports that judges are subjective due to previous records of boxers. Scoring controversies have arisen despite increasing the number of judges from 2 to 3 and then to 5. A perfect example of this happened at the Seoul Olympics in 1988. Roy Jones Jr. had a record of 121 wins to 13 losses, and at the 1988 Games he represented the United States in the light middleweight division. He won every round leading to the final in a dominant form. The final was no different, and he outlanded his South Korean opponent and scored 86 to 32. Despite this, the judges were either pressured, coerced, or bribed in order to favour the Korean fighter, and awarded Park, the Korean fighter, a 3-2 decision his way. After the fight, one judge even admitted that the decision was a mistake, and later all 3 judges ended up being suspended. Despite investigating and concluding that 3 of the judges were wined and dined by Korean officials, the decision was allowed to stand. Due to controversies such as these, a reliable, objective system is required to reduce the subjective approach and improve the quality of the decisions. Their equipment is instrumented for impact detection and has undergone numerous iterations over the past 7 years, and the refinements have been based on outcomes from field trials, laboratory trials, and also feedback from boxers and coaches, and also members from the AIBA Referees and Judges Commission. Points are given when the glove makes an impact with the opponent's target area within a brief time window. The sensors are embedded in the boxing equipment and they generate a voltage upon impact. Small transceivers are connected to these sensors and they detect the signals and determine when impacts have occurred. These transceivers then send event information via Bluetooth to a ringside computer, where a software package determines whether a score should be allocated or not, and these scores are then displayed in real time. Polyvinylidene fluoride piezoelectric sensors were initially chosen and used to detect the impacts. There were at least 16 sensors in the vest, and these sensors were sandwiched between 2 layers of polyurethane foam. There were at least 4 in the gloves, and these were inserted at the point of manufacture, and there were at least 9 in the head guards, and they were either inserted during manufacture or attached afterwards. Head guards with cheek protectors were deployed to ensure that all received impacts were likely to hit a sensor area. was found that the PVDF sensors were not sensitive enough in the gloves after being incorporated into the moulded foam of the glove. These sensors were replaced with accelerometers that were inserted into the transceivers. These transceivers were placed in a flexible wristband that had a Velcro attachment to ensure tight fitting, and this also eliminated the use for specially manufactured gloves. These detected changes in acceleration after impacts, and if the change in acceleration exceeded a predetermined value, a point was scored. This method provided a much higher sensitivity than the past method. Algorithms were developed to remove background signals from the vest during normal movements of the torso and other body parts. Another problem with this vest and the sensors was the potential for blocked punches to score, since force from a punch striking a blocking arm could be transmitted through the blocking arm and still cause deformation of the vest. This was overcome by setting a narrow window defined between the glove contact and when the glove hit the vest to prevent block strikes scoring points. Although this equipment was very accurate, the electronics in the vest required heavy protection through the use of several polyurethane foam layers, and boxers complained that the vest was heavy and became too hot. A new vest was created using smart textiles, which generated an electric signal when struck with a conductive patch that was placed on the end of the glove. This removed many of the issues, as scoring is now based on direct contact with the conductive patch of the glove and the vest. This has assured that block punches and impacts landing outside of the target area can't score points. In addition, there's also no possibility of points being awarded for impacts landed with the incorrect section of the glove, since only the conductive portion can interact with the smart textiles on the vest to create a signal. The figure currently on the slide shows the current smart textile design that has been developed. It can be seen that there's a conductive scoring region on the end of each glove, and when this interacts with the smart textiles shown on the vest or on the headguard in correct scoring positions, an electric signal is sent to a computer program to determine whether a score should be awarded or not. The table here compares the results between the computerized judging system and the newly designed automated scoring system. In every round, apart from round 7, the winner was decided by both teams to be the same competitor. Except in round 7, the judges decided the blue competitor was the winner by 1 point, but the automated scoring system decided the winner was the red competitor by a whopping 60 points. A question arises as to which of these results are more accurate to the correct result. A system called CompuBox has been designed in order to estimate the number of punches thrown and landed in a professional boxing match over the past 25 years. The database of this system indicates that a leading professional boxer will throw an average of 56 punches per 3-minute round, and approximately 18 of these will hit a target zone. Using these numbers, it can be estimated that a combined total of about 108 scoring punches per bout will be achieved. And it can be seen that this number is much closer to the automated scoring system, indicating a much more reliable scoring method. It was tested that 90% of the impacts were correctly tested by the system. This was conducted in laboratory tests and field trials in order to determine the accuracy of the system. It was determined that there is no correlation between the two scoring methods directly. However, there is a moderate agreement between the two methods when considering the margin between the scores of each competitor. To conclude, the results were obtained using smart textiles in both the gloves, the vest, and also in the helmet. The system has been successfully employed in competitive amateur boxing matches. In the future, the group aims to estimate the impact forces accurately and reduce the changes to the standard equipment to increase the ease of production for manufacturers and also reduce the cost of production. However, investment is needed for further development in order to deploy the system into professional environments effectively. Thank you for listening.